Hey guys, long time no video. I have been working for a while, for quite a few months, on this thing here that we finally released yesterday. It's called SurrealDB University, and there are two courses in here, and one is called SurrealDB Fundamentals, and then there's another one in the middle called Eon Surreal Renaissance, and this is the one that I made the content for, and not the design. I'm not a designer, so fortunately we have lots of design is like really important at the company, and so lots of cool art, as you can see here. So I wrote the content first, and then the designs were made based on that, and you can see it's a fantastic book. And what it does is it imagines that you are a person in the future. It's a few centuries in the future, and humanity has regressed somehow. Everybody's they're riding horses again. They're fighting with swords. Something happened after the modern age, and humanity has regressed. And then, so one day you find this tunnel, and inside this tunnel is all these books from the past. And then there's electricity, which is weird. Like you can flip these switches to turn lights on and off, which is just incredible. And then you also find later on that there are these things called computers, and you eventually summon up your courage and you turn them on, and you check them out, and you realize that they have this thing called software and database, and you can use this database to take the books from the past, and you can rebuild civilization. And so that's how the story starts. And you can see, like, here's the chapter where the main character freaks out because the all the content was in the in memory, and then when you restart the database, so it wasn't saved to like an actual backend, then wakes up the next day and all the content is gone, which is pretty scary if you're from medieval times, because usually, the way that you destroy content is by outright burning books, and then you can't get them back. And this, that happens over a few minutes, whereas with the database, you can delete the content instantly. And so it's kind of like that story, as the main character gets used to it. And one cool thing about it is that you have these embeds, and the other course has these embeds too. So let's say you can install SurrealDB, or you can just click on this Run in Surrealist button, and then it will run the query for you. So there you go. You have like a Cretoria. That's the name of a town. So let's change it to a new record so that we can create it, because IDs are unique, and if you try to create the same one over again, then it'll give you an error, because you can only have one town Toria. And then we'll say is nice town equals true, like that, and you can run the query, and so you get this this thing that you can just pull up, and you don't have to install anything. And so here it's talking about how you can like strictly define something, and then after it's strictly defined, you can't create this. And so it shows you, it's supposed to give you an error, and so it works the way it should. And so as you can see, as the story goes on, years pass by, and then you start to get better at it, and the world starts to change. And so it's all about those ideas you see in a lot of shows and books. Like there's Star Trek, you have the Prime Directive, like you're not supposed to talk to civilizations that don't have warp technology, and the reason why is if you give them all this new technology all of a sudden, then maybe they can use it for good, or maybe they can use it for destroying themselves. And in this case, you are a person who has been like visited. It's almost like you've been visited by the future, because all of a sudden you have access to all this stuff, and what are you going to do with it? And so it goes on and on and on for a lot of chapters. And this, so I made this because learning through stories is the way that I prefer to learn, especially with natural languages. You have things like Lingua Latina per se illustrata. Like this book to learn Latin, for example, is one of my favorites. And you can see, because it's taught through a story. So here you go. here's Marcos, who is the son of the one of the main character, and he's the funniest character. He always like gets in trouble, and here he got in a fight at school, and he took somebody's tablet and said that he did the homework even though it was somebody else's. And so after school they beat him up, and then he had to walk home in the rain. And so just learning through these stories, it kind of tricks your brain into thinking that it's not learning time, because you can when it comes to content like this, you can just binge on it for hours and hours and hours. And but at the same time you're learning something, and so it fools your brain into thinking that it's not working time, it's not study time, even though it kind of is. And so yeah, that's why I made the book, and I hope you check it out. Go to surrealdb.com/learn/book, and if you want to try the other one, it's /learn/fundamentals. And yeah, give them both a look, and let me know what you think.